They know that you are coming with the wheelchair. They will purposely close. Just because an Indian man fighting with other races and all that, it doesn't mean that we are drunk, right? I have been going through this my entire life. Like bringing my brother out. They even ask, why are you giving him good food? Why are you bringing him out? You know, those kind of questions when they come to us like, hey, why is there like always judgmental for everything that you see in a wheelchair? So my brother was like observing at them. They were walking right in front of us. He did this. The second the two girls turned, he turned away. He turned this way. Then I got into action. I was like, oh my god. Like if you have a CPF contribution, oh my god, that will be a problem for us to get a grant. If we are not working, then this will be another problem. So, you know, in this social world, right, we are actually tortured.
To the ladies out there, hey, we got a good guy over here, like be hard.
Violence some more. When violence the right time.
A lot of caregivers are mentally stressed, you know. Parents are also mentally stressed. A lot of caregivers, they don't know a lot of policies that are available.
I really hope that this episode hits the right person. They'll be able to view this and ultimately take action.
Rise and shine, brothers and sisters! Today we are going to touch on a topic on caregiving, shedding light on the difficulties and stress one need to go through. There are a lot of unseen sacrifices which those who are fortunate enough, you all will never understand. We all heard of this quote, life is unfair, but how much unfairness does one have to undergo before it is fair to ask for government assistance? If a family member suddenly requires dedicated caregiving, what are the available options? And today, we have a very, very, very special guest. Suresh! Yeah, so you all have seen the very viral video, okay, which the video that I saw. Yes, that is Mr. Suresh, okay?
Yes, correct.
But there is a backstory to it. So if you were to understand the whole story, then I believe you will be standing on Suresh's side lah, okay?
Definitely.
Brother, can you give your side of what happened on that day for those who don't know about you and that video, but y'all can search.
At Vivo City one lah.
At Vivo City, yeah. Like a violent, angry man like looking for
That's the
fight,
first question I asked him just now. I said, hey, can tell me more about the Vivo City?
Yeah.
Okay, actually it's very easy. I mean, for a lot of people, it's just a one-off incident and a one-off video. But do you know, like, a lot of caregivers, we go through this every single day in anywhere. You name it, like a lift lobby or public transport, anywhere, especially when you are having a vulnerable person that you are pushing in the wheelchair and all that, right? There are a lot of people do not give space and all that. So that was one of the incident where I was coming out from Vivo City lift lobby. After a swimming session with my brother at Sentosa, we were coming out. There was a group of a family and, you know, they were like really blocking the place. So I said, excuse me, sir, please move. And then, you know, he was like, you cannot see her, you cannot see her. I said, I really cannot see her. You can see, right? Why don't you move? I'll give you my number. You come outside, call me. Then I said, hey bro, you're not my girlfriend for me to call you, bro. You know. And you know, he literally got very agitated, and then his family got agitated. They started using those kind of words and all that. Then I realized my brother was about to cry. Then this guy, he particularly said something very nasty and a very racist remark. And that hit me off. Then I saw my brother crying, and the rest was already in the video.
Yeah.
Okay.
So that,
what
the video
what
was...
remark he say? Can you share with us or not? It's okay to
Yeah,
share.
it's okay.
The video is a one-off thing.
Yeah.
It's a one-off thing, and you know, many times we always been scrutinized by race.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's about it. Like, so basically, it was the race thing, like bloody Indian, you mama, you klengkia, you know, those kind of thing. Like, you know, it's very, very hurting to hear those kind of thing. And then they are like, you know, some people like to say something very bad about my brother, like, you know, oh, cacat lah, you know, disabled lah, why you all bringing him, you know, those kind of things. So it's like I said,
that's too much.
And like I said, sometimes parents has to also educate their children, even young children, right? Yeah. They have said all this kind of thing in front of my brother, in front of us, and something that we don't, they think that we don't understand Chinese. Of course, my circle of friends are all Chinese, and I grew up in a Chinese environment and all that. So of course I understand, I can speak Chinese also here and there, of course. So those kind of things, like, you know, it's very painful to hear every weekend, every day, or most of the time, you know, those kind of things. Like recently there was a remark at the election day, like somebody said something, right? We hear that every time. We hear that every time. And they claim that it was just a joke. It was just to call a
But
Indian.
it's not funny to y'all lah.
Of course it's not funny. I mean, if let's say, is it nice for us to call other race by names and whatever they don't like? So it's the same thing, right? We're all human beings, right? And some people have to understand, my brother, although he's suffering from cerebral palsy, he does understand everything.
Yeah.
He knows what's going on. He can speak Chinese, he understands English, he can speak English, Tamil, Malay, everything he knows.
He's just only paralyzed from the.
Yeah, so we call
the
it
neck.
cerebral palsy. So
Yeah.
basically, neck down, he's
Yeah.
disabled. Like he can't do anything much.
But
and
up
all
here,
that.
he's fine. Totally fine. Totally
He knows
okay.
everything. Bro, you can chill out with him, bro.
When those kind of people leave such comments, right? I'm pretty sure your brother gets hurt by this also.
Yeah, that's where I, like, as a caregiver, right, I always tell myself, I'm a warrior to him. I have to take care of my king. He gets emotionally upset.
Definitely, yeah.
So, like I said, maybe neck down, he's not able to do, but brain-wise, emotional-wise, he knows everything. Whenever people give comments to him or say something very bad, he come back home and he says, why do we have to go through this? Why people are saying this? You know, like it was not once, it was not twice. It has been a routine for us to hear those kind of comments.
And upcoming, you all know you will still continue to be here.
Exactly. And you know how much of campaign or how much of like me being in the social media speaking out, let's not have this, right? You still see it. Like last week, I went to Vivo City, the same leaf lobby.
To go back and find the guy. Go back and find the guy.
I wish. No, but it was just like, okay, I have this routine of me bringing my brother to Sentosa to have a good swim and all that. So I make it like a, for him to relax his body, mind.
So you will carry him into the water, is it?
Yeah. So usually I like to carry him to the water and then like to play with him and all that. The same thing, when we were going into the lift lobby, we saw like family rushing in, those who can walk, those who can take escalator, they were washing, just like
rushing in, they don't want to give you space.
Exactly. Then I had to tell one gentleman who had no brains, he was pulling the whole entire family, you come in. Then I had, my brother was like literally doing this. Then I said, brother, can you see my brother wheelchair is here and then you guys are squeezing in, you are hurting him also. And then he gave me a stare. Like inside my house thinking, shall I punch him or shall I say something to him? I was trying to control myself as these are the problems that caregivers go through. You can ask any parents, strollers and all that. When you guys are pushing your kids, they do have the same problem. Some people who can take the escalator, they don't want. Some people who can walk up the stairs, they don't want. They find the easy way out.
You all know there's a lot of lift in Vivo City, right?
Yeah.
Why must people squeeze one lift?
Don't
Eh?
just say leave lah, I can take
Escalator
escalator
lah,
lah.
escalator.
Yeah, I've been
You
to
got
Vivo
the
before. There's-
ability to walk. Some people don't even have that ability.
But
You know what I'm saying?
I think, okay, you see, maybe the building, whoever managed the building, right, they have to have a big signboard. Caregivers,
Priority first
wheelchair,
lah, it's like,
priority first.
MRT like
Because
that lah.
it's like so small, right? Some people just brush it off. So I think all this campaign has to come in to say, no, give the priority to the caregivers or people who in the wheelchair who needs the thing. I think that has to really work here in Singapore. Unfortunately,
I think it has to be instilled from young one, this kind.
well, like we go school to learn ABC, right? I think this also has to be learned in primary school to respect caregivers, physically challenged people, not to use racist remark,
Definitely.
not to have all this.
And,
I think has to.
And I think talking about like remarks and racism, right? I feel that I'm okay if you talk about my race, no. You can be racist towards me, but don't throw remark on a family member like.
Exactly.
Correct or not? I think if I throw remark on you, like racism, you still can tahan, no? Like, you're thinking, okay, never mind. Yeah, I Chinese, I Indian. But if you throw at my brother or like,
That one will trip.
I think,
Yeah,
I
really
think
will
the
trip
incident, right? You can see in the video, my brother was crying. So that sparked me to react to what I did that day. I think if anybody being in a caregiver shoe, right, I think you guys also will feel the same way. You guys also will be attacking it the same way. I think like probably I was like, I lost it. I couldn't control myself.
definitely,
It was, like I said, it was not a one-off thing. It has been a multiple incident every week, every day, those kind of incident and all that. So this kind of education has to come from the government board or the policy makers or even the building owners to have a proper signboard.
Just
to
a
say,
sign that says, at least give way to.
priority lah. So guys,
But even if there's no sign, right, it shouldn't be.
it's a standard thing lah.
But you know how people are in
Yeah.
these days, bro.
I'm
They
just
are
saying, like-
they are selfish-minded, bro. I think.
Actually, that's the right word to say, selfish-minded. A lot of people here that I have seen day-to-day life, right, they are very selfish. They know that you are coming with the wheelchair. They will purposely close the lift. And you feel like putting your hand, say, you can't see. You know, those kind of things. Like, you know,
I will push and make sure the wheelchair jam inside the door.
Hey, hello, the brother is there. What are you talking
Then
about?
after that, push, continue, squeeze,
no,
everybody squeeze.
no, these are the things that I've encountered. Like, people know that we are coming already, right? They purposely go and press the thing like, oh, faster close, you know, those kind of thing. Like, you can see their reaction sometimes. We are not wanted there or we are not welcome there. So these are the people that we need to educate them in a way that, you know, hey, wake up your mindset, wake up your energy level. Everyone is going through stress here in Singapore. Any one of us behind the camera, whoever is watching it. But I think we have to be very kind enough to talk to caregivers, to give them the respect, to talk to people who are physically in need and all that. I think we need to learn the courtesy. We have courtesy campaign for everything, but why not this? Have a courtesy campaign for caregivers and physically challenged people to respect them. I think we should bring back the cat again.
I think another small particular thing that we may not notice is that we should pay attention is that if, example, you see people like that on a wheelchair or even like people who are sick or whatever, right? We all human, first look, we will be curious. It's just a human mind, then we will take a look, right? So it is okay to see, but don't keep staring and then like...
Or give the judgment.
Yeah. So if you see, then maybe you can smile.
Yeah, smile.
Then you smile to the family member. It's okay to see because of curiosity first time. Then don't keep looking because it can become very rude.
Yeah, okay, I'll give you a good example. I was at Serangoon MRT station, so I was taking the lift. There was a family of 4. 2 kids, very young. So me, my brother, my helper was right behind. So we were trying to enter. The kids were like, "Yee, look at him, look at the leg." Then I just stared at the parents. I was like, okay, are they going to say something to educate the children? The 2 kids were making fun of my brother until I lost it. I turned, I said to the parents, I think you guys going to educate your children. If you're not going to educate your children, I will do that on behalf of you. They were like, for a few seconds, they were stunned and they said, no, they are just making fun, making joke. I said, does it look like a joke for you? I don't think so. It's for me and my brother, you know, so please mind it. They were quite embarrassed. But I'm very sure if this kid can do it now, they will do it in future.
This one is straight up upbringing already.
Yeah, of course.
I mean, if the parents don't even want to say anything to the kids, then you know what kind of environment they are brought in, which you know maybe the kids
but
are
do you
too
think
pampered
that it just matter for them? It is just a one-off thing for them. For them, they can just repeatedly doing like what I said. I have been going through this my entire life, like bringing my brother out. They even ask, why are you giving him good food? Why are you bringing him out? You know, those kind of questions when they come to us like, hey, are you guys human being or not? Do you guys have feelings for yourself, feeling for others? Why is there like always judgmental for everything that you see in a wheelchair? I mean,
there's
come
no
on.
empathy at all, man.
Exactly. So, you know, those kind of things that we really need to raise up to the public. And you know how much of videos you and we can do about all this kind of caregiver problem or that. There'll be a point that you will burst out and getting angry because of this kind of attitude and, you know, problems that these people are giving in. Especially young kids nowadays, right? They don't. But I have another group of youngsters, right? Whenever they see my brother in public, right, they run to him. They say, hello, how are you, Mr. Silan? You know what, I've been following your videos. You're so cute, you're so son. You know, those kind of things, right? It like, wow, God, finally, there's some kids.
You can brighten up your whole entire day.
Exactly. There was once my brother went to a school for a school excursion or something like that. Do you know that like I had my Instagram and Facebook was full of my brother's photos and I was like, who is sending all this? It's like, there are the children's, like, I think the upbringing really good. And then they really respect people like my brother or caregivers out there. So I think it has to grow. The understanding of a caregiver or understanding of a physically challenged people to respect them, right, has to grow.
So, Suresh, you have shared your journey of caring for your brother over 20 over years. So, caring for your brother is a 24/7 job.
Actually, not 20 over years, it's 41 years. I remember when my mom like literally gave me, right, I was the first one to like literally hold him and I said, hey, you know what, from today I'm going to take care of you. And when my mom said, hey, your brother is suffering from cerebral palsy, my whole world broke. Because I thought of, hey, I'm going to have like, a brother who can play around, enjoy, can play football, we can have the same jersey and all that. So when my mother told me that, right, it was just heartbreaking to absorb when I was very young. And like, I have not even gone to primary school yet, or probably I was in primary school, It was so hard for me to absorb, hey, my brother is suffering from cerebral palsy, but I didn't know. I really didn't know how to work things out. So, I had to go to school, come back, take care of him, change his diapers, give him food, there was so much of struggle back then already I was having. Like, of course, my parents were having, dispute on their own. So, they were having their own problem. By the end of the day, we were neglected as children. So, from there, I had to take my responsibility as a brother, as a father, as a mother. I may be playful around, of course, all youngsters are very playful, right? But my responsibility came very young. So not many could understand where we were coming from. Like, what was I trying to do? And, I even attempt suicide when I was very young because I couldn't take the stress. So, being a caregiver very young, like some people, maybe they have been following us only very recently or probably 20 years. Then they think like, yeah, it's only 20 years or maybe 21 years after my mom passed away. Actually, the story comes from very young, when the day my brother was born, or the day that my parents told me that, hey, your brother is suffering from this and this. And now you can't go here, you can't go there, you can't go to the playground. I literally had to go to the coffee shop to work just to bring in money to have fun.
How old were you when you were working at coffee shop?
I was primary school.
Wow. Oh, you were so mature.
Primary school. I literally had to go table by table just to clean, just to buy the things that I can, or to support that what I can. I remember my mother giving us like $2 or $2.20 or something like that. Buy a chicken rice, and both of us will split the chicken rice. And then my brother will be like, I'm still hungry, so I'll give my share to him. What I'll do is get the mineral water, drink. That's it. Tap water, drink, and that's it. Or whatever bread that I have in the house, I'll just eat that. Give the better food to my brother, and then.
Yeah, I honestly think that, like, because Suresh is like my elder cousin, their age. So I think that
both of us the same age, no?
No, he's older than you.
Hey, I'm 38, Suresh 46, he's old already.
Huh?
I thought you're 52.
No, not so young. Close to 60, this guy.
Yeah, so what happened is that I feel that the previous generation, like Suresh, okay, his batch lah, those time, right, the family foundation is very strong one.
Yeah.
Like, you as a sibling, you will help to take care.
Yeah.
Now I don't know if I throw the new generation Suresh situation, I don't know whether
It might be different, honestly.
it's really different really because of
Might
the
be
culture,
different.
the upbringing, the
Yeah.
family bonding, all this during that time is really
I mean,
different.
back in the 70s, 80s, you don't have much of
Yeah.
the social
Yeah.
interaction and all that.
so-
Yeah, of course. So then you got nothing much to do, you see.
Yeah.
You stay at home,
Family.
you do, the maximum is just the playground and that's it. And you do your nonsense stuff back when you're young. But then I think when I was put into a situation of my family background and all that, right, the amount of stress and I think responsibility came very early.
Yeah.
But people didn't understand back then. People were thinking that I'm just overreacting and all that. But hey, 8 years old, 9 years old, a guy who wants to commit suicide, that means something is wrong already, right? So who can I go and speak to? No one. I didn't have anyone to speak to back then. Like the best person till today, the only best friend that I have is my brother. And I'm proud to say that. Although I used to be in the media, I used to be like, well known and all that, or I'm still well known. Till today, I don't go to anyone and say, look, I'm sad.
Yeah.
I just turn back, talk to my brother, I say, hey bro, today I feel very sad. And he will react, But although he can't speak it out, he will react. So the only best friend I had from young was my brother.
And he loved you without saying, so you can feel it that
Of
he's
course.
listening, he has the heart, all this for you.
Actually, more like, it's like, I think when you say right just now, a lot of people should have a careful thought and all that. But I think this guy naturally has it inside. He knows whenever I'm sad. He knows whenever I'm hungry. He knows whenever I'm super down. He will just turn back to me and say, are you okay? That makes your day and to work for him better. Man. Like there are days that I don't have enough money to buy good food for the house. I have just nice to support my brother. You know what I'll do? I'll just give it to him. And you know what he will say? No, you eat this. I don't want. And he will purposely find a way to throw the food back to me so that I will eat the food. So these are the smallest thing that I can see it from my brother. It's like, although you are suffering from this kind of body, although you have cerebral palsy, but your heart and brain works so beautifully like an angel, So this is where sometimes I feel, this is where I always tell, he's my king and I'm the warrior. No matter what it takes, I'll fight till the end.
Yeah, that is beautiful.
So being a full-time, like so-called, we say, being a 24/7 caregiver to your brother, right? What's a typical day for you and your brother, or for yourself when you have a off day?
Do I have an off day?
Wow, off day, where got off days, bro?
No, I think, okay, so a typical day is like you really got to wake up so early to shower him, take care of him, change his diapers, and then got to make food for him or whatever it is. Now currently I do have a helper. When I didn't have a helper, the amount of stress, it was a 24 hours job.
Yeah, definitely.
So even now, I still have to keep an eye on him because he has a seizure and all that. So he cannot get too stressed or too happy and all that. So I have to keep him in a very middle kind of thing. Like, okay, when he...
Too happy also cannot.
Too happy when
Yeah, sometimes, it just hits
Play,
your nerves.
then
Yeah.
hey, you don't play already. Relax.
Wow.
Yeah, so
I didn't know that. Like,
Yeah,
too
also
happy
know
also
that.
So what is the limit of that too happy and then you might have to maybe
And
you get
sometimes,
too excited.
too excited.
excited.
So it just because they have some connection in the brains or something like that. So technically, I'm not that good at the hospital kind of terms and all that. But but there is sometimes whenever I bring him to swimming, he gets so excited. He comes swimming. Yeah.
He likes
And then
swimming.
after a while, you see him mellow down. Then you see him going to get seizure already. You automatically he's going to get seizure. So as a caregiver, I literally got to take care of him 24 hours. So there's no off days and all that unless some angel comes to my life and say, you know what, today I'm going to take care of your brother. Or my helper says, sir, no, it's okay, sir. You go somewhere, relax.
It's really a two-man job.
Well, you got to live his life. You got to earn for him. And you got to do everything for him. So basically, is what you just said is true. It's a two-man job.
You and your
and
helper
with one
need to-
body. I've changed my helpers a million times. You know what? For them, you cannot throw the stress because they are helper. They are here to earn their money.
Yeah.
And you cannot say, oh no, I'm going to go 8 to 5 job. You take care of my brother. They also feel stressed. I even have helpers. I'm staying on the second floor. My previous helper even jumped down from the window. She could have just opened the door and just go. But she chose to, open up the window, jump from there, don't know why and all that. So we had multiple domestic helpers changing here and there. So for me, I totally understand where they come from because they can't take care of my brother 100%.
It's not easy.
So I can't blame them, but there must be a policy for caregiving or physically challenged people or a domestic worker to be here, those kind of things.
You need to buy a better lock for your windows.
Bro, even second floor, bro. They found it easy, bro. So, but end of the day, whenever I have a domestic worker, right, it always comes to stress level. Because my brother may look very skinny and all that. He's almost about 60 to 70 kg. So he's heavy.
Cannot tell.
And I even carried from first floor to up in Batu Cave. I don't know whether you all saw the video. It's like a temple that has about 200 over steps and all that.
Wow.
I literally had to carry him because of his wish. So, he's really heavy. He's really, really heavy. So, can you imagine a domestic worker? They cannot be carrying every time, right? Yeah, so you got to do their job also. So, if you ask me off days, I wish I have.
So, Suresh, talking about in this manner, you have to have a helper to take care of him and then for the house, and then you need to work. So, the cost of overall expenses of taking care of him minimally will be about 1,500 a month. Is it?
No, actually more than that. Actually.
More than that.
I mean, how much do you? How much do you spend for yourself a day? How much do you spend for yourself a day? How much do you spend for yourself a day? Do you rationally think that 1,500 is enough for a caregiver or a physically
No,
challenged kid?
caregiver is about you still have to pay for the helper food.
Okay, let's have a breakdown. Your HDB flat, you still got to pay. Nobody is going to give you free. Your consumption charges, your water bills and your electric bills, another 300 or maybe 250. Because my brother is using a hospital bed. And then when you have throwing out and all that, you got to change the bed here and there, When he vomits, you got to keep changing. So he does it quite often. And then your domestic worker. Then her levy.
Levy
and then
food.
food. And then my brother's food, his Pampers. And then his white sheet that, if he goes urine. The white sheet costs $1.20. And you expect me to not change every day? I got to change at least easily 3 to 4 times. So this is how a hospital works, right? So make sure you take care of your patient well. So that's how I do the same policy at home. I make sure my brother has a clean environment. But not many people understand. Not many policy makers who can understand the situation that what we go through. So if you generally ask me, right, a month, the household, buying food, buying cleaning
Don't
stuff.
add yourself. The house, your brother, a helper. How much will
Easily
you be
3,000 plus.
Yeah, makes sense. 3,000.
Makes sense, really makes sense.
bro.
And we haven't include
Yeah.
Suresh
Himself,
himself.
Yeah. Like if you don't pay on time, and then they will just cancel it off. Like water bill, SP services, same goes to them. If you don't pay it, they will send you a reminder, one after another reminder, and then you have a call. Hey, if you don't pay, we got. So those kind of stress that we go through. Already being a caregiver, is a
So
challenge.
can I say that there are times and months where you are not able to meet, like your monthly income is not sustainable for all this?
I mean, like I said, this is where I would love to say this. There are days that I've cried. I'm not able to do a lot of things, like make the payment on time.
Yeah.
I have a house bill to pay. I have a house issue. I have a SP service. I have those kind of things. Town council. I feel the government or the policy makers should arrange something for caregivers. I mean, at the end of the day, it's taxpayers' money. We are not asking the whole world to give us like 3 or 4 million to spend our time and live a luxury life. No, at least to have a policy for caregivers, HDB grants, those kind of things.
Individually, see how they can help.
I mean, my brother cannot change, He cannot change his lifestyle. He cannot be a Superman tomorrow, His condition is condition. Until he's going to be around in this world, the condition is going to be there.
Yep.
So you cannot throw back to a caregiver, say, no, you got to go 8 to 5 job. So there are the revenues that the government should look at, or the policy makers should look at. Like, I'll give you a good example. A HDB, maybe government pay 50% of it, and then their caregivers pay 50% of it. Maybe it's a 4-room flat. It's okay. But I don't understand whenever you go to a policy makers or a board, right? I don't want to mention the name, the board, they will say downgrade. Downgrade, go where? East Coast Park with the tentage? That one also got to pay, Now also if you sit there, they will fine you, So everything is all about stress here in Singapore. Being a caregiver, it is stressful. So why don't we have SP service, 50% or maybe few percentage deduct? Transport Singapore, why don't we have for caregivers or a physically challenged person who's in the wheelchair, free? Have a card, tap, go. I mean, how much is it going to cost? In Singapore, probably 1% is physically challenged people, so give them the priority. So, maybe allowance for food and all that. Maybe nowadays food, you go and buy chicken rice, it's already coming like $6 plus. Maybe a tap of a card. Recently, I had about 8 to 12 requests. I sent it to a minister. And the reply, we are too busy. So
have you tried raising this to the MP of your...
Yeah, like I said, minister, I've gone to the minister already. So MPs can't work, then I go to the ministers. So unfortunately, their reaction or the way they look at things, right, is very sad. They just brush it off. And I'm speaking on behalf of all the caregivers in Singapore. Like, I've also had interviews with other caregivers, right? They go through the same problems. Whenever you go to a particular SSO, family service or whatever it is, they don't grant you just like that. Give you a good example, right? Yesterday I was talking to a mom of 2 cerebral palsy kids. And she went to SSO. She said, look, I am a single mom. I need to take care of my 2 kids. Can you help me financially? They rejected her. Then I asked why. They don't want to give the reason. And this has happened to me also. Just because I'm staying in a 4-room flat, just because I have to work here and there to have a secure amount to fulfill my daily bills for the house and all that. When they see that, they think we are rich. What is rich here in Singapore? Nobody's rich here in Singapore. The middle class and the lower class, we are not rich here. We are just trying to have good food or just food. There are days that I've even eaten Maggi mee. Can you believe it? I may be looking fit, I may be laughing it off with the joke and all that, but I have gone through emotional situation like, there's no good food for me. I'm just eating whatever I can to survive and to bring back a smile on my brother's face and all that. Sometimes I just don't show it out. Just because we are a caregiver, we are so happy making TikTok videos, making other positive videos just for the other caregivers to
stay positive.
To stay positive, right? They think we are doing very well. So these are the people that, the policy makers especially, they have to be in our shoe or probably even fix a CCTV is okay. You see what's going on. You see how many times my brother has to go to the toilet. You see how many times that we get to sleep or how many hours in a proper day that we get to sleep. If 3,500 for a caregiver just to support my brother and the daily needs for him, do you think it's enough? I don't think so. Sometimes even in the 3,500, we have to squeeze a lot of things.
So I really hope that this episode
that's why
hits the right person, goes to the right audience, and they'll be able to view this and ultimately take action lah, to help? Because I mean, I'm listening to this and it's really heartbreaking.
To be very honest, I mean, like, you guys are very jovial. Whenever I see your video, right, I just want to laugh it off and all that. But do you know that deep in me, I'm a very happy-go-lucky guy. I like to joke things out. I like to just, but there is a part of me, right, I'm very emotional. Like, I don't know how to handle a lot of things. Although I'm like showing the whole world, no, you have to do this, you have to do this. There's a part of me, I feel like crying. Like, I'll give you a good example. Whenever I bring my brother to Sentosa just to chill out, just to relax and all that, right? Do you know that I go inside the beach, I just cry it out just for a few seconds and I come out? I have a lot of emotional.
Yeah.
Being a caregiver has never been easy. That's why sometimes when people racistly give remarks and very racist or emotionally they attack you and all that, right? Sometimes you just lose it. Because end of the day, we are also a human being.
Yeah, we also have emotions.
Yeah, like my brother, he loves traveling. He loves seeing the world. But there's only that much I can do. He wants to go to Europe. He wants to go and see London football games and all that. Like, there's so much of dream in him. So there are part of me saying, work hard. But when you're trying to pay your bills, you're trying to finish this, right? There's another bill comes in.
Yeah.
And another person will say, no, you got to pay this now. You cannot, then you got a problem, right? Like we reach to a point that, wow, we do left also got problem, we do right also
Just
problem.
like a vicious cycle.
Exactly.
Or just not non.
Like if you have a CPF contribution, oh my God, that will be a problem for us to get a grant. If we are not working, then this will be another problem. So, we, in this social world, right, we are actually tortured by in many situations. It is not out in public. It is not that many people speak about. Because for them, they don't have a kid in their house like my brother. So for them, it's like, this guy, he just like to fight, he just like to raise it up only. He's just throwing his... For them, it's just a one-day thing. But for us, it's a daily thing.
You also shared that when that woman was taking video of you fighting in Vivo, then she posted something also, right? Like what was it?
So she said in an article, I think she said something like Indian drunk and fighting or something like that. Indian drink and fight, those kind of thing. Yeah. Nothing normal, Indian drinks and fight. It was like, why are you stereotyping?
She don't even know what's really going on.
Exactly. She didn't even know. Just because an Indian man fighting with other races and all that, it doesn't mean that we are drunk, right? Did she buy for me a drink or what? I didn't even ask her actually. I forget to ask her.
Drunk.
So everything.
This is racism, no? Drink
But I think I should thank the public because after when they got to find out who posted that, right? They went after her. They actually
give her
chala until she like.
This girl is not even like part of the context one.
Exactly.
She just kepo.
Kepo to take a video. Like
Singapore, we have a lot of kepos
like I say in Singapore, bro. Like sometimes people they just want to see something spicy. They want to, catch on someone messing up.
I give you a good example, bro. This is our society. I think we should be very shame or sad about it. When you post about something like my brother to motivate other caregivers and all that, you see the view is very less. The second I'm fighting or cursing and swearing at my social media, right?
All time high.
1 million, 2 million. This how this is where sometimes I feel like, hey, where are we living? Are we living in a current situation where a lot of people don't have a proper feeling for one another and all that?
So Suresh, it's really, I honestly, I don't think we can understand how you feel and what you have went through, right? So, leaving your brother aside, it's really very, very stressful for you. So what do you do when you usually hit rock bottom or like you really burn out or stress out? How will you deal with it?
To be very honest, a lot of people ask me, why don't you rent out your room? So I say, if I'm going to rent out, where am I going to vent out my anger and all that? So the room is my space there. That I close the door, I cry. I close the door, I just cry it out. I just throw my anger, I just sit down, just stare at the wall and all that. That's the best that I can do. Or probably get some chill beer or whatever it is just to chill out. The anger that I have, I can't throw it out. I can't do anything. I can't share with anybody. So sometimes when people ask me, Suresh, why don't you go for a holiday? Yes, I can. I have to bring my brother and the expenses are triple the amount. I cannot just leave my brother and say...
And there's another complication also, right? If let's say he need like medical emergency, then in overseas, wow.
No, I mean... Singapore got this place called the Fragment Room, right? Like you can go
Yeah.
to there and then you smash things on.
Yeah, I know.
Hey, we shared before, is it?
Yeah, I mean, you
are
are
Now
gonna
we
go.
really damn
You
stressed.
can
man.
try.
No, but then again, it's like, this is the thing. You see, the thing is, even the smallest thing is a cost for me. So the smallest thing, even if you got to do that, you got to still pay, right?
No, we sponsor you.
Yeah, hey.
No, we sponsor you.
We sponsor you.
Okay, so I give you two options. One, you go family room. The second one, because our business recently, we opening up this new space. Got individual pods for people to relax. So you can go and relax there. Soundproof. You can go and shout.
Fragment go fragment room or you do bungee jump, we treat you.
Yeah, we know, really serious.
Can your brother do bungee jump?
No, actually, my brother. Okay, so the thing is, okay, when you ask me what are the things like make me happy and all that, I think I love seeing my brother happy, and that relaxes my mind in a way. And like recently, he loves traveling. I don't know why he started liking traveling, or maybe because he had been seeing a lot of people.
Watch too many TikTok.
Or maybe on TV, because he likes watching TV. So whenever I open the Discovery Channel or something like traveling channel and all that, he likes it. So whenever I ask him, right, there was a recent thing that we were both sharing. We were like just chilling out at home watching TV. He just said, "I want to travel." Then I looked at him seriously. Yeah. Recently when I brought him, right, the amount of smile, the happiness, and his mentality was changing towards in a very positive manner. And I think that makes me happy, traveling with him, or probably seeing a different people, different environment. That helps. But of course, when you ask me, what do I do when I'm stressed? For me, if you ask me, I like beach. That's why sometimes even if I can't afford to go overseas, right, I just go to the nearest beach like Sentosa or even East Coast Park. Just sit down there,
Picnic.
just relax my
But
mind.
I really feel it's really tough on caregiver. Why? Because just only recently my grandfather passed, and that for that past few weeks, right, he wasn't himself because old age already, cancer also got to him. So he was speaking nothing that makes sense. He couldn't move also. He was just like shouting, just grunting around. And my grandmother was taking care of him. And just for that past few weeks, I really can see that my grandmother couldn't take it. So I can also understand how hard it is to really be a caregiver. It's really not easy.
Well, see, sometimes I myself, I'll ask him, is there, I can help you or not? If there's a way to take his pain off, right, I think I'll be the most happiest person in this world to take the pain off. Like, if you ask me, I think I shared this quite some time back. If God comes in front of me and say, Suresh, I'm going to give you a wish, or maybe multiple wish, take it, I'll just ask him only one wish. Please take my life together with my brother. Because, to be very honest, it's so difficult to see the pain that my brother goes through. Like, you see, when your grandfather was going through pain, he was only voicing out. My brother does this most of the time. And how are we going to make the pain come off from him? It's the only way, ask God to take our life away. That's all. I mean, that's the best that we can do, right?
Yep.
So sometimes, I really don't want to get there, the thing. Like, I really want to see my brother enjoy. And I keep asking him, what do you want in life? Do you want to eat good food? Do you want to travel here? Do you want to see good people and all that? So sometimes all this is comebacks to financial situations. I think you should ask your grandma. I think when your grandma was going through the kind of situation and all that, I'm very sure that poor lady would have gone through so much of mental stress.
Too much. I think it was at one point, we can see in her that she almost cannot take it.
I would love to share this. The father who took the two kids' life recently? I'm very sure you guys have the autism kid.
Yeah.
The man, I believe the man would have gone through so much of stress to do that. It's not easy, to taking someone's life and putting yourself into those kind of situations.
He had to be pushed to a certain limit for him to do what he did.
I've gone through embarrassed situation in my life. I've got the worst embarrassed from anybody else, but I just keep my smile there. The level is different.
Yeah, it's really not easy one. We say baby can already. You need to change the diaper,
just
you need to
baby
shower,
it is.
you need to feed, then...
Bro, just imagine your baby, 1-2 years, they'll be totally walking and doing their independent things already. Or maybe more than that. But can you imagine, for a physically challenged person, that you really need to take care throughout the entire journey?
Yeah.
Have you ever asked yourself, why me?
Well, I believe in good karma. Okay, of course I've done that. I am like asking myself, why God you chose me? Why am I in this situation?
I mean, it's only human to
Exactly.
be like to question like that.
Yeah, but I mean, nothing wrong questioning.
Nothing wrong.
But I also answer myself. I also say, hey, God chose you for a reason. Not everybody get their privilege like this. And I feel like, okay, if I got to take care of my brother, afterlife, there is something. There's a lot of people say that, hey, afterlife, your karma will be better. Just get me off this world can already. I don't want any reward and all that. And, those kind of things. But when I ask myself that, I always put my brother into a situation. Why am I asking this? Now my brother needs this. But if I'm not there to take care of my brother, who else is going to be there?
Not everybody going to take care as
as
well.
Like
as
the
you
policy
do.
makers even ask me, why have you have to take care of your brother? Why don't you send him to a home? The amount of anger that I can get, right? I think it's very unbearable. Sometimes it's very painful to hear people, especially policy makers, especially platform who are supposed to be helping or understanding us, asking those kind of questions. Why are you still keeping your brother in home? Why in your house? Why can't you send him to a home? Let the nurses. Are you telling me the nurses and the doctors are going to take care as good as me? Or give the happiness as what I am giving my brother? I can challenge the whole world. Nobody can do that.
Yeah. I think what you're doing is really, really very respectable.
Yeah.
Suresh,
Really not easy, man.
I mean, this has been a
It's really
a roller coaster. I mean, I'm hearing you
breaks.
speak
There's no
for the
breaks.
past
There's no
30
breaks.
minutes. I really cannot imagine what you're going through. And I don't think that if I'm placed in the same situation as you, that I will be as
strong as him.
strong as you.
Committed also.
Yeah,
as strong as
honestly.
committed. It's
I
really,
think a lot of
I-
people
I-
would have given up at maybe throughout the halfway they would just I think I cannot, I just put him in the home.
Yeah.
But the thing is because you know how your brother would feel if he's in a place where he don't know anybody.
Exactly.
That there's no constant watch on him, constant love every day.
Yeah.
Well, hats off. hats off
You
to
are really
man,
the
bro.
best
Really.
person to take care of him, because like what you say, you go home, you every day you seem very happy. I think you also
I think he's really blessed to have you as a brother. Really,
He's super
Thank you,
blessed,
man.
yeah.
really.
Like a lot of people say, hey, Suresh, like what you guys say, Suresh, your brother is blessed. And I feel like, I think I'm blessed. Maybe if not being a caregiver, I think my direction would have turned to a different way. Maybe in a very tragic way or whatever it is, I'm not sure. But then, like, I think I'm happy that I chose the path to be a caregiver. And like I said, like seeing my brother smile and get his dream out of him, it is just making my day. And it comes with some sacrifice and all that. Like, I think earlier you asked, hey bro, why are you not married? How to get married? I mean, you got to take care of your brother, and then you want to take care of your wife, and then after that, if you have babies and all that, you got to take care of them. And then what if your wife says, no, take care of my family also? What, salah re?
Maybe one day you will be blessed with a wife that
That is rich.
Very rich.
And
huh?
carry
Hey,
Very
to-
sexy.
To the ladies out there, hey, we got a good guy over here, leh.
Yeah.
Really. Honestly, where can
But
you
if
find
you're
a
a
guy like
doctor
that?
or nurse, will be better. So you can help.
No, I'm not saying doctor, nah. If your father rich, you
I
find
wish,
our
man, I
brother
can
over
find
here
a-
lah. Give him some love. Hey, he has a big heart, eh. If he can love his brother, who
Unconditionally,
unconditionally, all the way for 41 years, you tell me he cannot love you like that? Hey, you go and think about it. Hey, the ladies out there, really, not a bad looking guy. He's a great looking guy, some more. Eh.
great heart.
Yeah, big heart.
Violence some more. When it's the right time. Protect you.
Warrior, will protect you. You don't have to worry about any guy touch
Violence
you.
for
eh.
the right reason.
Correct.
Because men cannot be too like.
Yeah.
Right or not?
Correct.
Yeah.
You see, if a guy touch into you don't need to worry.
Sorry.
You understand or not? You don't want.
Okay, that is not inside the script.
Yeah. So we just
Okay, so I know there are a day activities center also, right? To help to look after those who need it, so that caregivers can have their day job and try to lead normal lives during the day. So, do you think the day activity centers are not enough?
Okay, of course, day activity centers are not enough, and there's not enough staffs also. Like my brother comes from a school, probably I shouldn't mention this, but yeah, he comes from a school. There's only 4 to 5 teachers, and there's 25 students there. So how are they going to handle all the children there? Those kind of things. And if you say, okay, put your brother into a daycare center, and then you go and look for a job, I doubt it also works that way because you know what? There are flaws days for my brother. He can be sick. He has to be home. Maybe the one whole week he has to be home. What if I'm going to have a 8 to 5 job, and then who's going to take care of him?
The people in these centers, they need to be specially trained to take care of people like your
Of
brother,
course,
right?
of course. Medically, mentally, they need to be trained also because it's not easy to take care of a physically challenged
Yeah,
kid.
sure.
Especially they have their own tantrums and all
Sure,
that.
for sure.
Trust me, my brother has it. Although he can be smiley here and there, he can be the.
You also can be naughty.
Yeah, he can even punch me, you know, like he can be even biting
I
me.
really want to see him one day. I think we should go and see him one day. Chill with him.
He'll be the most happening guy, but then he has his own other side of the, you know, the anger. Every one of us got the anger. Right?
definitely.
Just imagine if we can walk and then we still throw our anger, but those people like him, they will throw their tantrums here and there, right? So, but yeah, coming back to your question, of course, we need a lot of caregivers. I mean, sorry, maybe the teachers or whatever they call them, right? To have a lot of them in Singapore. We don't have them much here in Singapore, and then the daycare center, not much here to expose to people like them.
Yeah, they don't really know how to take care
Yeah,
of you.
but I also have this suggestion for our government board. Why don't you come up with some suggestion, like, you know, town council, 3 hours of job for caregivers, while their family members is out for a daycare center or something like that. At least let them earn the money out of it. You know, if you say, oh, ask them to go and work, they really cannot work. You can ask any caregivers here. They can be the full-time.
work.
Yeah, how to work, yeah. So these are the people who don't understand. When they write their policy, right, they think, throw this to them, let them suffer. So these are the problems. Why don't you give like a town council job just for 3 to 4 hours? Give them a good money. If our ministers all can earn good money, why don't our caregivers also give them a good money, a good salary of like, you know, doing some job where they can, you know, anything they can run back home to take care of their family members or whatever it is, or work from home kind of thing. Homes like this, like a daycare center, right, I think has to be many. And because now aging popularity is a lot. And of course, caregiving situation is also a lot. So some parents has to have their own time. They are mentally stressed, you know. A lot of caregivers are mentally stressed, you know. Parents are also mentally stressed, you know. So why don't we have those kind of place to chill out, hang out, or maybe have a week, you know, relax, listen to music, you know, those kind of things. So we have to have those kind of platforms to be reached out. A lot of caregivers, they don't know a lot of policies that are available. But it's also not easy for them to get all this kind of thing. So these are the things that should look out for caregivers, give them the privilege. You know, they have sacrificed their life throughout the entire journey.
I think let's go to more a light-hearted one.
Yeah.
I think you have been sharing your stress and wow, we really can feel it and we really resonate with you.
Wait, don't
And
cry,
like,
don't
like
cry,
you say,
No.
it really mad respect lah, bro.
Yeah.
Honestly, not everybody can do this type of I would say as like you're showing this kind of love as your daily job to take care of your brother like that. So maybe share some sweet or funny moment that you know that your brother have made you smile, or you made your brother
Or he
smile,
very naughty
or he
incident.
very naughty.
Ladies.
He like to look at girls so but he don't want to tell you. I don't know.
No. Like I said, he's like a best friend to me, right? So we do share everything, and whatever nonsense we do together, we just do it together. Because I treat him like a man more than a disabled a kid or whatever it is. I don't believe in that. I believe that he is also a human being to enjoy your life. Don't worry about anything. I mean, money is just something that we have to earn. But it's okay. Your life is more important. The memories are more important, right? I'll share with you what happened. One of the time when I was bringing him to Orchard just to have a breeze look and all that. So I was pushing him in his wheelchair. There's 2 ladies, Amor girls.
Pretty or not?
Very pretty. Very
Sexy or not?
Very sexy. So they were literally wearing so short. They literally.
But it's not their fault,
Yeah,
You
yeah.
are allowed to wear very short.
Yeah.
They can wear what they want, right?
Yeah. We highly encourage.
So you know, okay lah. They were just being themselves, but they were trying to enjoy themselves. The weather, it was hot, right? So okay, they were wearing shorts and all that. So my brother was like observing at them. They were walking right in front of us. He did this. The second the 2 girls turned, he turned away. He turned this way. Then I got into action. I was like, oh my god.
You should just point to him.
so do you smile or not?
No, I smiled. Then the girls were like, Then I say, no, it's not me, it's my brother.
They will be thinking, wow, this guy
This guy is a liar. Put his brother. Put his brother.
But we end up becoming good friends actually. So yeah. So my brother have a lot of tricks like this.
Oh, he's your wingman.
What a great wingman.
So my brother has a lot of funny things. Like whenever you go chill out outside, right? So if there's any nice pretty girls, right, he will do like. look, you know. So I say, bro, don't put me into trouble like that.
So it's not me only why you always judge me, then you never judge your brother.
different lah. You is walao eh.
No, I
You
secretly
never.
also.
Hey, no. No, hey.
What is that?
What is that thing?
Hey, yo, wrap it up,
Hey,
man.
that's offensive.
That's like a sexual assault already.
Okay, sorry.
You
I don't
never-
do that. I don't do that.
No, you straight away.
Okay, so next time if I bring Suresh brother out, guys, it's not me.
It's my brother.
I say first,
It's him, it's him. No, like that, it's him already. You
But a
just
lot of
gotta make
people,
use of it.
like he has his fun side of him. He loves joking. He loves making fun. You know, like
Yeah.
he makes fun of me. You know, like sometimes he'll be like, look, you know, those kind of like very funny gesture and all that. Like you know, I just love him in a way that he has a man in him. He has a comedy side in him. You know, those kind of things.
He's just like all of us, you know?
Exactly, yeah.
Playful, mischievous, then got his up and down time.
Yeah, like whenever we go to the Siloso beach, right? He like tell the girls like we go to the bikini.
Now I know why you like to bring it to beach.
Bro, 2 in 1, bro. We still need to enjoy our life, right?
So is your brother see lah, you never see lah.
I just follow him only, bro.
No, Suresh, so apparently once, right, he apparently once bought your Christmas gift instead of for himself.
Wow.
Yeah.
How did that feel, you know, watching your brother think of you?
Like I said, like this man, he has a lot of emotional baggage in him. So like I said, he has a lot of wish in him, but he just wants to share it with everybody. When my helper was telling, sir, the money was meant for him, but he bought it for you. You know, like I literally took the t-shirt, I was like, I just went inside the room, I started crying. It was like, wow, this boy, although he's suffering, you know, he didn't think of himself. Like others, they're selfish, right? Oh, I get this, I want to buy for myself, you know, those kind of things.
Like
But
this guy over here, buy one, 60,000 watch, not enough money.
Yes, correct.
Wow, piang
I agree.
You got, come
It's
on
like
lah.
Hey, can you
convert
learn
your
something?
savings into
Can you learn something from his brother or not?
Yeah.
And him.
Have a heart
and
like his
Suresh.
brother. Hey, come on lah.
Can you do something
You,
about it? or not?
it's
Don't
my
say.
savings, I convert it into an asset. Okay, next.
But yeah, this is not his first time doing it actually. So even when we go, like overseas or whatever, like small trip or somewhere just along, for me it's like I allocate some cash just purely for him. So even if it's going to be a good food or good things to buy for him, he always turn back to see you buy first, then I buy. You buy. So that's why if you notice, right, we have identical t-shirts, identical stuff, or Deepavali we wear the same clothes, you know, the identical clothes. So sometimes this boy, right, I find that he has so much of love to share towards the whole world. And the whole world should, like what I said, should learn from him. Like, you know, they have more passion towards manhood.
I think he loves you more than himself, just like you love him more than yourself.
That's beautiful. That's
Yeah.
Yes, thank
I
you,
think-
bro. You
yeah.
made my day.
Yeah,
But
it's really like that, what?
No, yeah. I think, yeah, like, I mean, sometimes I can be in my worst day. I can just don't comb my hair, I just don't wear. I used to be in the media, right? I used to dress up very well, but when I became like the full-time caregiver, right, I just bosh up. I need shorts also wear, I need t-shirt also wear, like a hole also I don't care, you know. I don't replace it. But for him, right, wow, he looks at me like, he's my brother, I really need to take care of him. Like the vice versa, right? I need to take care of my brother and all that. So it is very sweet of him. So when my helper told me, sir bought for you, Sealan sir bought for you the t-shirt, right? I just went inside the room, I started crying. It's like, you very rare, I get my stuff, and in a very rare days that I get good gifts for me or my dreams to share with anybody. I don't have it. But when my brother do that, right, I emotionally broke down actually. I didn't want to show it in front of him, but he know that I was crying inside the room. When I came out, right, he asked, are you okay? I was like, okay, I'm okay. Don't worry.
Sure, like, I'm very curious. Like you keep mentioning like he like to eat good food. What is his favorite food?
Okay, like he likes to go to this place called Al Capone. I mean, everybody know, right? So he
Al Capone, the bar?
Yeah.
Oh.
So he loves going there because of the mashed potato and the sausage and all the chicken.
Western,
Western. He likes Western food. So he loves food. Like whenever we go overseas, right? whenever we want to say, hey, go and try the authentic food. No, he wants to just try the Western food. He loves Western food, but he loves food, like he loves everything. So when you ask him what do you want to do in your life, right? Travel, eat good food. So the mentality of him, right? He wants to enjoy his life. So, like I said, his dream is to go to Europe. His dream to have very good food. But sometimes, there's a lot of barrier for us, not able to do a lot of things. So one day I hope God comes in front of us, give us the grant to say, you go for it. I'm going to give you a good trip.
Europe, not very impossible to achieve.
Yeah. Europe.
I also hope to see how we can help.
Europe is quite big, right?
Yeah.
And which part of Europe, or just any part of Europe?
Yeah, Europe with Angmo girls. Yeah, Siren just want to go Europe where there's Angmo girls.
To the beach, to the beach area.
And he's a Man U supporter, so he wants to see what the game there.
Oh, this is the David Beckham era.
Yeah, of course, our age. So he loves football. Whenever you just on any football games and all that, right? Switch on.
You just watch happy.
You just watch. He said, goal! The excitement that he has, like, whether it's going to be opposition trying to score a goal, he will just say goal and those kind of things. So sometimes it's fun to see. I wish one day I give him 100% of his dream to come true.
I'm sure it's very achievable.
I think it's
really.
Yeah, because like I want to ask you this question, right? Because like also, y'all do all this heroic work, and then often it's quite silent. Y'all don't always show it online, right? People don't really see it. So how can we as a community, help shine light into all this struggle, or even help you achieve this type of goal?
Wow. Nobody asked me this question, man. Thanks for asking this.
Yeah.
I think I have a suggestion. Like for caregivers, right? Very, very rarely they get to enjoy themselves. If there is any platform they can reach out, go and enjoy a day or a trip that they can travel to, I think they will be very, very meaningful in their life, at least for 1 week, or to release themselves, stress level and all that. And of course, maybe giving them a part-time job. To do something out of it, out of their capability of, like me, I like entertainment. So I like to make people laugh. I like to, do crazy things and all that. So of course, if there's any job like that, just to have like 2 to 3 hours or maybe 4 hours, I think they'll be more mindful. Or maybe platforms who can, make things easy for them. I think that's more important. And maybe if you guys can't provide all this, it's okay. But I think the most important thing is to smile at them, give them the respect, and make their day by just saying something nice, or even to the physically challenged person who's in the wheelchair, say something nice. I think those kind of things are very important.
So guys, I also want to highlight first, whatever that Suresh is sharing, right, it's not because they want to enjoy. It's because, guys, he's been taking care of his brother 41 years. Every single day, you work, you end work, you go home, is to take care of the brother. It's really not so easy.
Not easy.
And it's really mentally draining. So, all of us are human. We need to have an output. We cannot always input only. Really will ki siao one. Then, it will end up like the news, that guy. Then, everybody will come and attack him. But nobody know what he went through. Maybe he was a very happy person also. Then slowly he struggle, and he didn't know how to have that output. So what Suresh is suggesting, or just like sharing, is really an output for caregivers like them. So really all of us, even a normal person like us, we have a normal family also, we need to have an output. If not, we also go crazy one. So I think if it's good to have all these implemented, then it will be so much better for all the caregivers.
I'll give you a good example. Right? Okay, for me, it's like I can only work out on the weekends and all that, like to do hosting and all that. With my problems that I have, right? Sometimes people do even take advantage of it. Like how, Suresh, I invite you for my so-called my wedding reception. You host the event, I'll pay you. So for us, it's just money, right? So we will just believe, okay, they're going to pay us, we will take a deposit. Then when we finish the show, right, they will just go MIA.
Huh?
Yeah.
No.
I have multiple problems.
Hey, can we do like, hey, Tucker, can we just put on, you have Instagram, right?
Yeah.
Those who want to, share some
Reach
support.
Reach out
to him, share some
however
support.
you want.
However you want, like, hey, let's say you've been doing well this year, you want to bless someone with some money or what. hey, you can reach out to him.
Just word of encouragement also
word
can.
of
Doesn't
encouragement
have to
also
be-
can. Yeah, don't have to be monetary,
Yeah.
don't have to be anything.
Can we start like a GoFundMe or something?
But I think not only me need the support or moral support. I think there are a lot of caregivers out there who are in a similar situation.
Also pay
yeah,
attention
true.
to the
Yeah.
caregivers around
Yeah,
them.
lah,
So
yeah.
I would love to speak behalf of the caregivers also. I think there are a lot of caregivers who really needs the help and need a specific time just purely for them to re-energize themselves. I think a lot of people like us, right, we are down with batteries. We are down with solutions to enjoy our life. We don't have anything like this. I mean, GoFundMe is going to be like, okay, yeah, it's just a one kind of a solution. But a long term, yeah, of course, I can go for a trip. Somebody's going to sponsor me a trip with my brother and I'll bring for, but it's just going to be a one-time thing, right? I mean, I'll be happy to go for a trip, no doubt about it. But you know, it is just a one-time thing. So we need to look at the bigger
For
scale.
the community lah, I think he's sharing about the
Yeah.
community.
You see, even when we want to ask people bless, like show some love or what, wow, he's still thinking about the community, man. Like, hey, really respect you for that.
Thanks,
man.
bro,
Really,
thanks.
really, really.
Like I would love to share this. Like as I said, I'm here in this interview, right? Not to only speak about me and my brother and all that.
Yeah.
I would love to bring this up as in a lot of caregivers are suffering here in Singapore.
Suresh, we always ask this last question to all of our guests.
Yes, please.
So, Suresh, what makes you happy?
For yourself.
For yourself, for yourself.
You ask me, I'm going to come back to the same thing. A good holiday to chill out with my brother, make him smile, and see his smile, and you know, that makes my day happy. Actually, if you ask me, my brother is my world, so I will still have him as part of my happiness.
That is beautiful.
So I would love to travel with him.
And look at Amor Girls.
Or more Amogos, yeah.
Hey, Suresh, thank you for coming here.
Yeah,
And
man,
thank you,
really
thank you
appreciate,
for
man. This is a
sharing
very-
all these heartfelt.
Thank you for sharing your
struggles that you
personal
face
Thank you so
and
much.
everything.
story
And
and
thanks
being
for having
real.
me in this platform here, and I think I appreciate your guys and the producers'
Thank you, man.
view of taking in a caregiver, because this is my first time seeing a caregiver getting interviewed and all that, and you guys are damn fun. So thank you for having me.
No,
guys.
thank you, man. Thank you for coming
sharing.
here, man. Yeah. So, guys, remember to if you all want to support Suresh, maybe show some words of encouragement or anything that you want to bless him. Maybe some gifts also can. You know,
Whatever
you all
it
can,
is, doesn't matter.
Yeah, doesn't matter. You can bless him with whatever you all want, lah. Okay, we'll put his IG here. Okay, or TikTok, wherever. So, thank you guys. Remember to like, share, and subscribe. Share to your mother, father, grandfather, dog, cat, all go and long chong, go and share, huh? So, thank you guys for watching. We'll see you on the next episode. Bye bye.
Thank you.
Bye.